I love nothing more than an 8-inch tablet. Samsung has now delivered its Galaxy Tab range in a Pro variant that brings some amazing specifications to a form factor I adore. But I'm still not convinced. You can pick up your next smartphone or tablet from Unique Mobiles using the description below, and make sure you give this video a like and help share around the work I do. There's no mistaking this for anything less than a Samsung product. The design mirrors much of the Galaxy Note 3 with a subtle rounding but squared off design, faux leather backing to give a more premium feel over slimy plastic, and plastic sides that look like rigid metal but have taken the form seen on the Galaxy S4. The home button returns with a back button to the right and now a recent apps button to the left. The bezel has been kept pretty minor. The size is quite good. It's really thin at 7.2 mils and feels impressive because of it. The weight is just right at 331 grams. The elements are sturdy enough for plastic that I don't question price. The left hand side sees a slot for the microSD card, and the right has the unlock at the top, volume rocker below, and IR blaster in the middle. The assumption is that you'll use this tablet in landscape when operating it as a remote. In fairness, landscape works quite well with all the buttons, but it's just a little too long for me to type well. You will give some unintentional presses on the capacitive buttons though. Portrait is where I found my home, and it fit me like a glove. The twin speakers at the bottom will regularly get obstructed in landscape. The headphone jack at the top is just far enough to one side to not get in my way when holding it in landscape as well. The camera at the top takes the Note style with the chrome-like accents that really gives the tablet a nice sparkle. I must say, I am very pleased with this tablet and its material selection. If not for the faux leather, this would have been a very different experience. The one thing missing, no notification light, but you do get vibration. I've always found it really hard to care about the Galaxy Tab range due to the low-end specs and knowing how Touch Whiz responds on even high-end specs. The Pro changes it by having those flagship internals I'm looking for. The Snapdragon 800 chipset with the 2.3 GHz quad-core CPU and 2 GB of RAM is there. Adreno 330 GPU, Wi-Fi 802.11 AC, Bluetooth 4.0 and 16 or 32 gigs of internal storage, but with the option to expand. It really was shaping up to be something spectacular. That is until Samsung took their clunky Android build and made it even clunkier with the magazine UX. On initial load, after moments of quiet, it would stagger and stutter, and it was a day-to-day occurrence. Operation after this point for the most part was fluid. It was sluggish and inconsistent in operation every time I would go to quickly drop down the notification tab. Clear off all the running applications and you soon realize at base running state it's using 1.37 gigs of RAM. There isn't much left over. After using a Nexus tablet and phone for so long, you get used to operating at a certain speed, and the Tab Pro held me back some. The battery life as well was not superb. The 4800 mAh lithium ion is generous, but the screen resolution and brightness really takes it out of it when gaming. I needed to charge it every day. But it's really hard to knock the display. It is the best display I've come across to date on a tablet. It's an 8.4 inch super clear LCD with a whopping 1600 by 2560 pixel resolution. That's 359 ppi pixel density. If that isn't amazing, the colors, viewing angles, and contrast take the cake, and the accuracy of touch was equally satisfying. I think it's pretty obvious that I'm not in love with the Android experience I'm getting on the Tab Pro, but let me run down what is there that works. It's a new build of Android 4.4 KitKat. It strongly resembles a Galaxy product running Touch Whiz, but has been updated with some elements to be found in the new Galaxy S5, like the style of the notification tab and settings. It also features the magazine UX, only to be found on the Tab range. It's 3 pages of adaptable tiles that features flipboard feeds of current news in each category, or you can have some apps and social feeds featured here as well. The way I set mine up, I did use it sometimes, but unless you like the way Flipboard works and presents information, you won't be in love with it. You can't remove it either, so that's the biggest pain. The home pages can be added and removed and customized to taste with widgets. Down the bottom left is an embedded Google search widget, and on the right the app drawer. There is no app dock on this build. The recent apps button opens the multitasking panel at the bottom, and it doesn't glaringly jump out at you like other versions have, which was nice. Swiping in from the right bezel presents the apps that can be used in multi-window. I love multi-window and it works fluidly again. They've really aimed this Tab Pro at professionals and have included as standard a full version of Handcom Viewer as well as e-meeting, WebEx, and a remote PC client. The look and feel of the OS isn't really that offensive, I quite like it, and would gladly keep it if it wasn't so damn clunky. If buying this tab, I would definitely consider rooting and applying a custom ROM that ran more efficiently because the internals and that display really can't be passed up. As far as tablets go, you don't expect much in the way of cameras. The Tab Pro features an 8 megapixel rear facing camera and LED flash. It has a full software suite and operates fairly well. Good enough for daily snaps and videos if it's in your hand at that time. The autofocus was fairly quick and accurate, and shutter speed definitely fast enough in good light. The front-facing 2 megapixel camera is a generous addition and keeps this tablet as well-rounded as it should be for cost. I've been waiting for that perfect 8-inch Android tablet to tick all the right boxes for me, and I would throw some cash its way. The Samsung Galaxy Tab Pro 8.4 on paper was it, and I would have happily given the physical and capacitive buttons a go just so I could have the rest. The performance though sours it for me, and I can't deal with the back button being on the right hand side of the home button. It makes no sense to me. The display though, the processor, the build, and the cameras are perfect. The included software also very generous. If you think you can deal with a jittery OS, then this tablet will blow your mind. I'm Kurt and this is KABOOtech. Thanks for watching.